Are you guys ready? Oh, my hair looks awful like that. There you go. A little bit bedhead. But yes, it is a wonderful. Oh wait, hang on, it's a wonderful little presentation I put together. Crazy hair now. Hell yeah. It's everywhere. My hair's everywhere. Right. Here we go. I don't know about it. Should I have music on during this? Maybe I should have music off. I don't know if music on will be weird during, because I'm probably going to check it on YouTube, so I don't know if the music on will be weird. Is it weird having the music off while I talk? Is it too quiet? Put on some serious detective music. Oh, I like that. Hang on. Do you mean like that? Da, 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 da. Read what? Oh, fuck me. I've been told to... Can we turn off the sound alerts? Yeah, just switch on the sound alerts just for this. We need to find a way to turn it back on. I've been told to take my issue up with you. What is this issue? Ben has requested not too many jump scare ones, I'm afraid. What's wrong with that? No. That'll kill some people if we do that. Oh my god, yes, the fellow Legion main is live. The fellow Legion main is live. Hello, Saint Muzan. How are you doing? Welcome in. We love a Legion main. Honestly, because I recently kind of denounced Legion a little bit until they get a rework, as much as I love them. But I was thinking about... I watched George play them the other day, and I was like, I kind of want to play them more now. Good, you? Nice. Yeah, I'm not too bad. How are you? You just said good. What have you been up to? Hope you're having a good day. Detective music. Let's have a look. Can we find some... I put detective, and it gives me Peaceful Christmas. Like, the fuck? What's this? It's not what I want. That's not what I want. What's maybe like noir? Trap noir? You guys want some trap noir? Oh yeah. Why didn't no one tell me there was a petable cat in Dornagal? Wait, is there? Is that actually petable? Something like this? Do you want this or do you want the trap noir? I think this is good. I'm vibing to this. Okay. It isn't Dornagal. There's a lot of them in the inn, but they aren't petable. I say we riot. Yeah, we can do that. You want trap noir. This is so much more vibey. Fine. Alright, guys. What a fucking mood. Okay. So. We got a lot of upcoming changes. As you can see by my first screen of my presentation here, we have Halloween event, 2v8, Project T, and the PTB updates. For anyone that doesn't know, the Project T was the it was like a project. I can't remember the name of the company that was doing it. But essentially it was going to be published by Behavior. It was going to be like a third-person shooter game in the same world. But yeah, we'll be talking about that. So, what is this Project T stuff? We'll get to that. So, Halloween. I've put a lot of work into my wonderful presentation here, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Also, this is the one and only fade in that will happen during this presentation. I added it in by accident, and the rest I couldn't be bothered to add them, so if you missed it, you missed it. Love the crack went in. Well, we had to. It's the Halloween event, so I thought it makes more sense. So, this was on DBD Leaks. Thank you, George. George is the one that's provided pretty much all the information that I've got on here. So, thank you, George. So, DBD Leaks has said that the Halloween event will be similar to the last one. That's Nightmare on Elm Street. Not when he's in DBD, though. Not when he's in DBD. Minimum effort, max effect, exactly. Halloween event will be similar to the last one, but there's going to be 2 new elements. We're going to have haunt projectiles and void bombs. Void bomb sounds amazing, and it even references escape a void bomb chase as a survivor, and I think that sounds dope as fuck. So I'm interested to see what happens there. I think that's going to be really, 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 really cool. Also, I just realized I haven't got chat here, so... Oh, it went exactly where I was hoping to put it. There we go. We'll have chat above my head, so we can see what you guys are... Right, there we go. Haunt projectiles and void bombs sounds really cool. I like the idea of void bombs. That sounds really cool. I'm hoping it's something you can fucking just yeet at the survivors and kill them instantly. You can earn a void bonus through haunt, trough haunt. Projectiles and void bombs can stack if event offering is used, which is cool. Haunt projectiles... Oh, this is music. Can be launched and hit survivors. It's unknown how exactly haunt projectiles and void bombs work. You can deposit energy into a rift and void well, so that's similar to last time. And some of the haunt by daylight time challenges include open a void portal as a survivor, deposit energy in the station. Station sounds interesting because I don't remember them calling them that. Escape a void bomb chase, hit a survivor in the void, probably with projectile as killer. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be the Halloween event. I'm excited for that. It sounds like a little bit of a change, but mostly the same. I really liked the Halloween event, so I think this is going to be dope. Can barely hear the music. That may have been on purpose. There you go. I'll turn it up a bit. Oh god, this music's so shit. Should I just put this? I like the last one. I'm just going to put this one on repeat. Just going to repeat this one song the whole way through. Cool. Next, to the 8 future maps, we have got Father Campbell's Chapel, Dead Dog Saloon, Rancid Abattoir, Family Residence, and Wrecker's Yard, which George and others are speculating means that may be an insight to what killers we're going to have. There was a list of killers which was shown that they want to bring to them. So I think in this instance, it would be Clown, Spirit, is that right, with the Family Residence? As well as Death Slinger, which will be interesting. I don't know if they'll do it so that there's still going to be only a set amount of killers. The only thing is, Clown, Death Slinger, and Spirit are all purchasable, so I don't think they can swap out a bunch, I guess. Otherwise, it'll be really shit for those that don't own a lot of killers. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, it is just the same ones with those on tops. But imagine, like, Death Slinger with Huntress, all that range. Clown, I pray, is not coming to this mode. I will fucking hate it if Clown comes to this mode. I despise Clown. I think their chases are so boring. I think it'll be crap. Death Slinger I'm really hoping for, but Clown I do not want to see. That's my personal choice. Spirit will be fucking vile, but also kind of fun. Anyway, that's 2v8 future maps. Project T has been cancelled. So for anyone that knew what Project T was, yeah, it was a third-person shooter game within the world of DBD. Apparently, according to their message here, they say, when we conceptualized this project, we wanted to have players involved in it as early as possible, which led to the creation of this insider program. This approach has allowed us to get very early validation on Project T's core design and gameplay, which is something that often comes much further into the production of a game. Following the playtest in July, we ran through an internal risk assessment from a product and commercial perspective. While a number of you expressed appreciation for what you played, unfortunately, the outcome of this deep analysis yielded unsatisfactory overall results. It's with a heavy heart that we announced that Project T has been cancelled. We want to thank you for your support through this journey. So I'm gonna be honest, that to me just sounds like they did like they said they did like a playtest, and there was a lot of people that liked it, but a majority of the people, maybe an overwhelming majority of the people, thought it was shit. So it probably just seemed like it wasn't worth doing, which is a big shame, because honestly, I thought it would have been cool. I want to see more. Where the fuck's my hair going? Sorry. I want to see more DBD related like stuff. Like the Frank Stone stuff's been really cool, so this is a shame. Yes, it has been cancelled. I'm not gonna lie, my opinion too, it was general mid, but for my blood points to get near and Sable up in Prestige, it was good. That is very true. I quite liked it though. I thought it was a nice, refreshing change of pace. The only issue was the queue times. But with this, it is cancelled. That is a shame. I don't know if maybe things will happen in the future, but from the sounds of it, we are not getting Project T ever. So that sucks. It's a shame. It was quite quick. It wasn't very long ago that we were talking about it, so I never heard of it. Yeah, it wasn't. It was mentioned on the. It was mentioned during the Dracula phase, wasn't it? It was the Dracula stuff, or was it the Vecna stuff? During one of the live events they did that we were watching, one of the live streams, and then I signed up for the Insider program, but yeah. It is what it is. Oh, was it the anniversary? Sorry, right. So it is what it is, but it sucks, unfortunately. And it looks like people think the game sucks. So, yeah, is what it is. Moving on. DBD stuff. Right, this is going to be a little bit of a longer bit. This is going over all of the PTB changes. The PTB is live at the moment, I believe. However, I haven't played it yet. I would like to jump on the PTB at some point this week and have a little go at it. Maybe just look at all the changes and test bits up. Test stuff out. However, I don't have it on today, so should have gone the route of horror-based games over an FPS, to be honest. Something similar to Frankstone, but maybe smaller focus, 3 to 5 hours. So that is true. I think if you move too far away from the horror style of things, because DBD itself has essentially become not a horror game, but it still has that element of tense nature, and it's DBD. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they could have done something really good, but like imagine something like Resident Evil Village or Biohazard. Imagine that kind of style, but in a DBD, like Frankstone kind of story. Just a first-person horror game, jump scares, stuff like that. Could have been really cool. It could have been really cool, but it is what it is. Rip Guide Scully. Yes, I know. We'll get to that. So, finisher Moris. This is one of the things I've seen a lot of people be very divided on. I think this is good. I think this is cool. I don't know why people are losing their minds over it. People are saying like, oh, they're giving these really niche scenarios where they're like, what if you have the fucking power struggle? What if you have this or that? What if you have this or that? And I'm like, look, this is an incentive to be killing the last person, sure. But you have to bear in mind, it's changing the way the Mori work. You cannot take in an Ebony Mori and Mori 4 people unless you have a built-in power or perk that does it. The only people that are going to be Moriing 4 people are going to be like Pyramid Head, Onryo, players like that. And I guess Myers, but I mean, does that really count as a Mori? I guess it is. But they're not. You're going to need to have like Devour Hope to do that. Outside of those killers. I'm worried they're doing this to sell new Moris in the store. How do you mean sell new? Oh, you think they're going to sell Mori? If they sell Moris, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't mind. I mean, it'd be interesting to see. But it means that every game you're potentially going to see a Mori, which I think is cool. You're not going to have people Moried halfway through the game. People aren't going to tunnel out to try and Mori. It just won't happen. This will only be effective on the last person. And I believe the Mori is built in. You don't need to bring a Mori for it. But if you do, it gives you a blood point bonus, which is pretty cool. So if you take an Ebony Memento Mori, if you Mori the last person, you get 30,000 blood points. 30,000 blood points, which I think is pretty cool. Now, I do have one issue with this, is that, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, but this will surely encourage slugging for the 4K. I feel like this is going to encourage slugging for the 4K, because you're going to down somebody, there's one other person left, I've got a Memento Mori, I want my 30,000 blood points, which is a lot, by the way. And then they're like, oh, where's the last person? If there's like 1 or 2 gens left, they will 100% start slugging. Exactly. So as excited as I am for the Mori, I do think slugging will be more prevalent. However, we have to remember, if slugging does become more prevalent, Start bringing Unbreakable. Start bringing some stuff like that. I don't like having scenarios that like force you to bring a perk. But I will say, just be safe out there, survivors, and please bring Unbreakable because it's going to be needed. But you have to remember, if people do start slugging for a 4K, whether, you know, if you've got 3 survivors left and they're trying to slug hard, you do end up in situations where you can pick people up, you can then, you know, get back onto it. Rather than them just killing someone straight away, they might let you, you know, you might end up getting a pickup and stuff. So, you just have to try and think a little bit differently about when you play. Don't take Unbreakable, guys. No, take No Mai that it lets you get up into True. Take the, what's the boon called? The, is it Exponential? Love Boon Exponential. I once had a blight that didn't know what Exponential does, and they thought we were hacking because we kept getting up over and over and over again. It was very funny. He'd come back from a long time off, so. Be safe out there, survivors. Yeah, you gotta be safe out there. You gotta be safe out there. From me, because I'm gonna fucking marry you. But yeah, I think this is gonna be really cool. I like the idea of having an infinite Mori. But if you see a Memento Mori or anything like that, just be careful about the slugging for the 4K. Why is there a thirst trap in the top left? I don't know what you're talking about. Right, carrying on. Killer perks! So, there are quite a few here. Sorry if it's a little bit small on your screen, but this is the best setup I can do, and I'm actually really happy with how the layout is here. So, Blood Echo. When hooking a survivor, all injured survivors suffer from hemorrhage and exhaustion for 20, 25, and 30 seconds. It was 45 seconds. However, it's removing the cooldown. So there was a cooldown of 80, 70, 60, I believe. They're now removing it. So I'm sad about this because Blood Echo is pretty strong for Legion. But then, well, I don't know if it's going to be a buff or not, because obviously you can use it over and over again. But at the same time, it's now for less time. But then, if you think about it, it's taking away 15 seconds of it so that you can do it infinitely. But it really depends. Are you going to be, like, how quickly will you be getting people down? So I do think it's going to be better overall. I think the idea of it reducing time looks daunting. But we have to remember, no more cooldown. Which means if you're quick and fast and snappy, you can take advantage of it. My only gripe is that because I love it on Legion, and I think that because Legion suffers from having to eventually M1, you might have some difficulty with it. Especially since, I mean, how fast will you actually be getting... Because I use it so that I can get 5th hits a little bit easier. My issue with that is that, well, if I'm going for 5th hits, I have to... hit somebody, and then one of those would most likely be whoever comes off hook. I think that the exhaustion thing's going to run out before I can make use of it with that. But at least as an M1 killer, you can do it more frequently. So I think I prefer the length, but yeah. I think all the crates have now been gifted except for Sylve, Els, and Rusty because I couldn't find... That's fine. If I missed anyone, please let me know so I can send them out. Nice. Thank you very much, Leah. You're a legend. You're the best. Dead Man's Switch. I quite like the change to this. When hooking a survivor, Dead Man's Switch activates. The first survivor that stops repairing a generator calls upon the entity to block it for 40, 45, 50 seconds. So we'll say 50. Was 45 seconds. Dead Man's Switch cannot activate while it is actively blocking a generator. So essentially, Dead Man's Switch, what it used to do was it would block all of the generators that people let go of during that 45 seconds. 45 seconds within... around hooking someone. So you'd hook someone, then for the next 45 seconds, if they let go, it would then block. The thing with this one, so now it only blocks one generator for 50 seconds. My question is, though, because before it was a timer would start. Correct me if I'm wrong. So a timer would start once you hook somebody. If somebody lets go within that time, it blocks it for the remainder of that time, right? So if there's like 10 seconds left of DMS, someone lets go, it would only block the gen for another 10 seconds. Is that right? Is that what happened? Does anybody know? Or we will talk about Subway servers. But if that is the case, I'm hoping that what they do with this is that it's like indefinite until somebody lets go. Because it says the first survivor that stops repairing it it will block it for 50 seconds. So I have a feeling that it's someone could be repairing for 60 seconds after this hook, and then if they let go, boom, 50-second block, which I think will be interesting. I think it'll be interesting. Oh my god. So we've got Deathbound. When a survivor heals another survivor, they scream and activate Deathbound. They've now removed the distance requirement, so this will happen anywhere. When the healer is more than 8 meters... Welcome in, Amy. When the healer is further than 8 meters from the survivor they healed, they are oblivious. And this will last until the healer is hooked. Which is really cool. Because, so, from what I can see, is it's... If you injure everybody, if they start healing each other, they all just become oblivious. It doesn't say it's limited to one survivor. So from the looks of it, this with like something like just going around damaging everybody and then having them all heal, suddenly they're all oblivious until the healer is hooked, which is interesting because let's say I heal Olga. Olga then becomes oblivious. No, sorry. When the healer is further than enemies when the survivor, they're healed. Oh, no. It's the healer becomes oblivious, and then when they get hooked. That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong. So you're oblivious until you go back on the hook, which is quite scary. That's quite scary. Also, if you have more than one person, if you have 2 people healing one person as well. I'm excited to see that. I'm really excited to see it. Genetic limits. This was a useless perk. Whenever a survivor loses a health state, they suffer from exhausted for 8 seconds. Bear in mind, if they're sprinting, that's infinite until they stop. It was upon finishing the healing action and 32 seconds. So now, if you're chasing somebody and you smack them, boom, exhausted. No dead hard now. No dead hard. Dead hard's going to be, if you run this, dead hard's useless. Oblivious is when you don't hear the radius, yes. But you can still see their auras, I believe. Zenshin's going to be crazy. Oh, yeah. We'll get there. Crowd control looks really interesting. The last 5 vaults that survivors rush vault are blocked by the entity. It was 20 seconds. This lasts until the Hex Totem is cleansed. So, if somebody vaults a window... And bear in mind, I think this is everywhere. So if you know that this is a thing that's happening and someone's in chase, you could technically try and just vault windows away from the person being chased. So like, let's say Olga's on the other side of the map being chased and I know this is a perk. I could just go and just use them on shit vaults. Yeah, I could just go vault the other side of the map and try my best to counteract it. But you don't want to spend... But if you're doing that and someone's spending all day fucking trying to... counter the vaulting. Hello, Pyramid. That's going to be a big detriment to the survivors. Obviously, it's a hex, but I'm really excited to see this. I'm really excited. LTs are going to be useless now with this. You jump one. Now with this, because usually with an LT, they jump one window. You want to go through the inside so that they're forced around the outside. Whereas now, well, you could, if you do that. Sorry, actually, no, think about it. If you keep doing that, now you don't have to worry about going and vaulting it with Bamboozle. They go to vault the L shape. You continue round, and they go round. They would usually then have a 50-50 to jump back over the vault. No longer. They vault it. You go round. They have nowhere to go. That's going to be crazy strong until you know it's there. And even then, that could be crazy strong until it's gone. So I think that's going to be fucking sick to try out. I think survivors are going to cry so much about this. I think I'm going to struggle with it. But it's a hex. Unknown changes a wank on God. I haven't seen those yet. Leverage. When a survivor performs the unhook action, their healing speed is reduced by 50% for 30 seconds. It was token-based. So when a survivor performs the unhook action, their healing speed is reduced by 50. That's pretty gnarly. That's pretty gnarly. That's really going to prevent some off-the-hook healing there. Bless you. That's really strong. But then, you know, other perks that would be better to run, probably. Depends what you're going for. Definitely an interesting perk to put into your build. Machine learning. When damaging a generator, it becomes compromised. Only one gen can be compromised at a time. They removed the requirement to activate the perk. So basically, before, you had to kick a gen, and then the next gen you kicked triggers machine learning. Now, if you kick a gen, that becomes machine learning. So it removes the prerequisite for a perk that I thought was not often worth the payoff. You used to have to kick a gen and then kick the gen you want to trick. Exactly. So now I think it's nice because it's like, if you've got a gen that's like getting 99, like getting close, you go over, you kick that, boom. Machine learning's on it. You chase somebody off. You know that gen's probably going to get finished. Boom. You get a nice 10%. 10% speed boost. Wowza. Wowza. Not to mention if you have something like batteries as well, if you go near that generator. Big, 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 big. Predator. When a survivor escapes a chase, reveal their aura for 6 seconds. What did Predator do before? Was that the one that was undetectable? Oh, it is undetectable as well on machine learning, true. Was Predator the one that was... you get undetectable during chase, or was it scratch marks spawned close? It was scratch marks. Okay, cool. So, Predator, scratch marks spawned closer. But now, instead, when a survivor escapes a chase, their aura is revealed for 6 seconds. Dr. Disrespect. Oh, fucking hell. That was pretty funny. Come on. You're thinking of Beast of Prey. Thank you. That's so funny. So that's going to be quite cool. I quite like the sound of that. An interesting aura reveal. I'm not sure how. So my only thing is, and this is just more to appease the survivors that really hate aura reading. You have to bear in mind, a little spoiler for the next few slides. Distortion is getting nerfed. Distortion is getting heavily changed, heavily nerfed. And then they're also adding some additional aura reading. People might start looking at it going, wow, wow, wow. I have no issue with aura perks. The more aura perks they take, the less gen perks they have. And I think the more interesting the game can be. And I think the only thing with this is it's not going to be the easiest thing to detect. So more ways of read auras, but nerfing the counter to them. Yes, but at the same time, you can still... Okay, I will say that though, the thing with distortion, the changes that are happening, this perk won't actually work against it. Will it? You have to get chased to get a token. So if you're getting chased to get a token, and then you escape the killer, you prevent their aura read. And then you get chased again, and then you leave, and then you get another token. So technically speaking, they're adding an aura perk, but it's actually probably the most useless aura perk to go against distortion. This specifically will counter distortion. However, obviously, if... well, I don't know if there's any other way. The only other way is if they somehow reveal the aura... If they reveal the aura mid-chase, then it may. But we'll get to the changes. I think the changes for distortion are really good. Thwack! Thwack starts with 3 tokens, which is new. When breaking a pallet or breakable wall, consume a token. Survivors within 24 meters scream, revealing their location for 5 seconds. Now, when hooking a survivor, you regain a token. I think it's interesting. I think it's cool. You benefit from breaking doors on a lot of maps. Think Dead Dog. If you go to Dead Dog and you break a wall, boom. People around you, 24 meters, start screaming. You immediately know where to go afterwards. Or there's the door on Shack. There's doors on Midwich, etc. So for a lot of heavy door maps or pallets or anything like that, I think this is going to be really good. But it has to be a pallet or breakable wall, not a generator. So I think that's going to be cool. The token system's interesting, so you can only do it 3 times before you have to hook someone to do it again, and even then, you only get 1 token. So, hello Moon, how you doing? Pissed me off having one after a hook. I think this is going to be good. I think what they're doing with a lot of this stuff is making earlier games better. Hence, like, the changes to Nemesis that we recently had. Early game stronger, which I think is cool. I think, at the moment, certain characters have weak early games, and I think it's good to bring them up to par a bit, as opposed to a fucking Blight that can just be like, oh, strong immediately. So that's an interesting one. I keep trying to scroll down. Zancian Tactics. When a survivor is within 6 meters of a drop pallet, within 16 meters of your location, reveal their aura for 10 seconds. This is a complete rework. Zancian Tactics essentially was windows for killers, so you could just see pallets within X amount of range. Probably one of the least used, I guess. I've never ran it intentionally, so yeah, not really the best. I think this is going to be really good for the likes of Nemesis, Huntress. You're going to have interesting plays where if you think somebody pre-drops a pallet because you're a ranged killer, so they want to avoid getting the hit, they pre-drop that pallet, you're seeing them for 10 seconds. The mind game suddenly becomes really good. It kind of makes I'm All Ears useless. I disagree, because I'm All Ears will be consistent throughout the game. This is only near a dropped pallet. As soon as that pallet's gone, it will be useless. Obviously, but it'll also encourage you to leave pallets where they are. I do agree that, yes, it's going to be... I think it's a variation of I'm All Ears. I don't think it makes it useless, because eventually this will become a useless perk as pallets disappear. It can work on Windows as well, but I guess 10 seconds is kind of crazy. No, true. Because the... But yeah, with this, it's just... Oh, yeah, no, 16 meters. I guess you drop it, and it's also, if you leave it there, you're gonna get I'm All Ears on that window. Plus, you will feel less inclined to break the pallet. So, Thwack plus Zancian. True. Although, the only thing is, the problem with Thwack and Zancian is I think with Zancian, you're going to want to leave pallets on the floor more. I think... The only other thing is that certain killers that are already strong will really benefit from this. Imagine Nurse, by the way. People aren't really going to be dropping pallets that much, but if they do, you don't need to touch that pallet and you immediately have aura reading. I think whenever survivor is within 6 meters of a drop pallet within... Oh, no. The survivor is within 6 meters of the pallet. It has to be within 16 meters of you. Either way, though, Huntress is going to benefit from this. Nemi will benefit from this, although with Nemi, if you miss them and hit the pallet breaks. Deathslinger as well. There's going to be a lot of ranged killers, which are really going to benefit from this, which will be interesting. I think I'll definitely be interested in running that more often. But yeah. Right, on to the survivor perks. That was the killer perks. Thwack is turned to Scream, not Aura. Thwack is screaming. Indeed. Wait, what? Revealing their location. It reveals the location. And Scream. It's not Aura. It's location. Which is different. I believe. Yeah. Oh. How does that work? Because usually location is an alert, a notification with the little shape thing. But it specifies reveal their aura up here. It's just like Doctor's thing. Can you explain? Oh, kind of like crows as well. Like crows, where it stays there for a certain amount of time. Right. So what it means is, it screams, it shows you where it is, and the alert for where it is stays there for 5 seconds. Thank you. So yeah, interesting. I swear Thwack used to aura. Oh, I don't know what it used to do. Maybe it did. I don't know what it did before. It doesn't seem to be saying what it used to do on everything here. Someone, we can check in a moment. Survivor perks! Survivor perks! Blood Rush. I'm excited for this one. This is going to be interesting. After being unhooked, Blood Rush activates for the next 60 seconds. While suffering from exhausted, press the activability button to recover from exhausted instantly. Blood Rush deactivates when used or when performing a conspicuous action. Blood Rush is disabled once the gates are powered. Goodbye, Dead Hard. Goodbye, Dead Hard. Dead Hard useless after this, in my opinion. Like, why would you run it? Why would you take Dead Hard anymore? Like, I think it would still be strong, but why not just Blood Rush and get away again? Do you know what I mean? So, for anyone that doesn't understand this, before Blood Rush, you had to be on Death Hook, and it would consume your healthy health state. You had to be healthy. It would consume your health state. Norris Brownian, thank you very much. Good luck. All good. Let me know. It would consume your health state, injure you, and then get rid of your exhaustion. Right? Still technically can be strong, but very niche. Whereas now, you can be injured. You come off the hook, you press one button after you've got exhausted, boom. Off you go again. So similar to Dead Hard, you come off and then you can use it once. This one basically, instead of doing a duck and taking a hit, you can use Sprint Burst to run away, click a button to activate Blood Rush, and then use Sprint Burst to run away again. Or use Life to get away again. It's going to be very strong. This is going to be very, very strong. I think if people are running it a lot, we're going to be encouraged to take a lot more exhaustion preventing perks. Corrective action. You start the trial with 3 tokens, gain a token up to a maximum of 5 for every great skill check. When a survivor fails a normal skill check within 8 meters, 1 token is consumed, and their failed skill check becomes a great skill check. So you can make your friend great skill check and consume a token. If they're running it as well, they can then fail a skill check and give you a great token. A great skill check, which gives you back a token. You can feed off each other. Run that with Hyper Focus Stakeout or something, or just Hyper Focus. You're looking at some funny gen builds. I think this is going to be horrific, but I'm excited to see it. Distortion. Hello, Luna. How you doing? Distortion. When your aura would be red, hide your scratch marks and aura for the next 8, 10, and 12 seconds. Was 6, 8, and 10. Wait. Did it always remove your scratch marks? I haven't played DBD Survivor in forever. Oh, fair enough. Did it always remove your scratch marks? Oh, okay, fair enough. I didn't realize that. So, now, Distortion will deactivate. You get 1 charge. Distortion deactivates until you are chased again. Until you are chased again. So, before you had 3 stacks and just being near the killer gave them back. Now you have to get chased to get it back. I think this is an incredibly good change. And chase is a really fucky mechanic. I think this is a brilliant change. I don't think it needed to be 1 charge on the start. I think it could have been 2 or 3 charges at the beginning. And then you can only get back 1 stack maximum between chases. Usually be seeing him running past the chase and it'll probably trigger. Exactly. I think 2 or 3 charges would have been good at the beginning. Either way, I think this is... it might be an overkill, but it'll be interesting to see. I hope people still continue to run it to try it. The problem is if people go, it's fucked, no point, then they won't run it, but we'll see. No worries, mate. Inner focus. You can see other survivors' scratch marks. Whenever another survivor loses a health state, the killer's aura is revealed for 10 seconds. Remove the range condition. So you can see other scratch marks. When another survivor loses a health state, the killer's aura is revealed for 10 seconds. I don't think this is very useful. If somebody gets injured, yeah, you can see where they are. But like, if you take empathy, you get the exact same thing. And it can be used on multiple people for longer times. If you take Bond, if someone has quick gambit, like... I don't think this is very good. Seeing the other scratch marks, I suppose, is nice to locate them. But again, take empathy, take bond. You'll be better off. Lucky Star. When you hide in a locker, make no grunts of pain. When you leave the locker, you see the aura of the closest gen survivors and make no grunts of pain nor leave blood pools for 30 seconds. Was 10. I really like this. It goes on a cooldown for 30 seconds, which is fine because it lasts for 30 seconds. I don't know if that's... I assume that's after the 30 seconds. I really like this for, like, head-on builds or just hiding. You get hit, you run off, maybe you have something that prevents pools of blood. Next thing you know, you jump in a locker. Maybe you have quick and quiet. It lets you hide in that locker. You don't make a grunt of pain. They'll walk straight past it. No more. And it looks like the grunts of pain is permanent, by the way. I think it's meant to also be no pools of blood. But I think that's going to be really cool. I'm excited for that. I'd like to try that with head-on. Survivor Perks 2. Whew. Poised. When first starting repairs on a gen, reveal the killer's aura for 6 seconds. After a gen is completed, you leave no scratch marks for 14 seconds. I don't really care about the scratch mark thing, but that can be pretty good if you repair a gen as people approach. But when you first start repairing on a gen, reveal the killer's aura for 6 seconds. Now, I assume that is the first time you touch a generator, and then you can't do it with that generator ever again. I hope that's the case. Maybe something would be interesting where you could do it again if somebody's kicked the gen. I think I think it's really cool, but 6 seconds isn't too long. And I think it's a nice bit of security, but like you could use Fogwise and just get as more consistent value. It'll be very helpful at the beginning because you touch a gen, boom, you see him. But I think what would be nice with that is, depending on how strong it is, what would be really nice is adding on if the killer kicks the gen, this refreshes on that gen. So then you can go back and then you get a bit of insight if he's coming back or not. I think that could be cool for survivors, but alas, we'll see how it goes. But it definitely makes the perk a lot more stronger. We like aura. And there's aura reading on both sides, which I think is cool. Quick Gambit! Now, this is going to be very interesting. People are really excited for this. When you're being chased, see the aura of other survivors, remove the range condition. Survivors working on any generator gain a 5% repair boost, which is crazy. And then it goes on cooldown for 60 seconds when you lose a health state. This is pretty nuts. So you are running around, getting chased, 5% repair speed boost for everybody else. Bear in mind, if all 3 of your teammates are on gens, that is a 15% increase, which is very nice. Obviously, it loses a health state. That goes off, but that makes sense because if you have a long chase, that's a lot of bonus repair speed. But that's really cool. I think that's really good. If you've got someone running Deja, they immediately go from, like, what is Deja's? 9% or 6%? You go up to, like, 11-ish% or whatever. So somebody running Deja and somebody in a chase, boom, you've got over 10% repair speed, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Teamwork, collective stealth. After being healed by another survivor, you both leave no scratch marks as long as you stay within 16 meters. That's kind of cool, but I think obviously that would be best in Swifts or duos. This effect lingers for 4 seconds when leaving the range. I think it's cool if you're able to work together. I think this will be interesting to encourage joint playing, I guess. Duo playing. Power of 2. When you finish healing other survivors, you both gain 5% haste as long as you stay within 16 meters. This effect lingers for 4 seconds when leaving the range. Again, was 12 meters. This will be also interesting. So if you're running both of these, because this says, as long as one of you's running each one, or one of you could be running, actually, technically, if one of you's running both of them, it would work, as long as they're with you. But that would be quite interesting, because as soon as you use it, you get 5% haste and leave no scratch marks. So you could do some interesting chases, but I think it would be... That's less time on gens, but could be interesting for chases, certainly. We're going to live forever. When healing another survivor in the dying state, your healing speed is increased by 150%! Was 100, which is a big increase. When completing the heal action, grant them endurance status for 10 seconds. This effect has a 30-second cooldown. Remove the list of conditions required to trigger this effect. So that's cool. It simplifies We're Gonna Live Forever. They did put in their notes, they were like, survivors aren't slugged very often. And everybody was like, huh? What? Excuse, what? Because, let's be honest, we've all been slugged many, many times, but alas, I think this is nice for survivors. This will be good. Very clutch. Very joking. Killer updates. The Hillbilly base kit. I'm back with tea. Nice. So, base kit Hillbilly. Decrease overdrive dissipation buffer to 8 seconds was 15. I believe that is how long it takes before overdrive starts going down. Is that right? No. Is it? No, is it? Or is that how long it takes before your progress on overdrive starts going down? Because it's saying the dissipation buffer. So I think it's like if you rev it halfway and then let go, it will stay there for 8 seconds and then start going down. I think that makes the most sense to me. Decrease overdrive chainsaw sprint speed to 11.5 was 13. That is a big change. That is a very big change. That's nearly 10% of that, which is cool. Decrease overdrive charges gained when revving to 1.5. It was 2 per second. Decrease the charges gained when sprinting to 1.5 was 2 per second. So basically, as long as they're using their chainsaw, 1.5 per second. So it takes longer to get there. Increase the chainsaw's miss cooldown to 2.7 seconds. I think that's really good. That extra 0.2 seconds is going to be really good. That's going to be really good. It doesn't sound like much, but that's going to be really good. I like this. They're small tweaks. They're small tweaks for a very strong killer. I like this. They're doing a little step. See how it goes. And then do we go one way or the other? So I'll be curious. But that's cool. I like Hillbilly as they are, but that's really cool. Add-ons. The air filter is now decreasing rarity to common, and it was rare. I don't know what these do, by the way, so sorry, my knowledge is not very good with these. I should have put that on there. High-speed idler screw, rarity decretion. So it sounds like they're just making it so that they're more. You get more common. You get these more common. Dad's boots though increased to rare, so I guess these were very strong. Now it goes up. I don't really care about the rarity of these things because I often find that people that play the killers enough will have an abundance of every add-on, and people that don't play the killer very often, who don't have many of these add-ons, will just end up not being the best at the killer. So I don't think rarity changes are that important. I don't care about them. If anything, I think all this does is makes it so that people that are good at him have more, and people that aren't very good at him have less, or at least haven't played it much. So it kind of... it's gatekeeping, I guess. Better add-ons for newer players. It makes no difference to a P100 Billy who's got 2,000 dad boots. Do you know what I mean? But alas, if it's what they think is more accurate, who cares? Who cares? But then it works the other way around. They're making these other ones easier to get. Low pro chains! This is the big one, by the way. Chainsaw hits within 5 seconds of breaking a pallet inflict deep wound instead of an injured state. So before, low pro chains, what it does is if you hit a pallet while chainsawing, you go through it and you carry on chainsawing. But if you hit somebody within 5 seconds or X amount of seconds, you only do 1 health state. So if they're already injured, you can down them. Now you cannot down them. So very good for the initial pallet break and trying to hit them. Great. You deep wound them as well, which means they have to mend afterwards, and also can make it harder to run because you got blood all over your face. But I think that's going to be really good. I think that's a good change. I like that. I did think low pro was fun, but it definitely was like one of the most used add-ons I'd seen. Skull Merchant! This is what everybody's been waiting for. Now, I didn't mind Skull Merchant like too much. They were just boring, I thought. This is going to break Skull Merchant into the floor, as in, like, they're going to be shit now. Skull Merchant is now probably worse than Freddy. Decrease. I've also seen a couple of clips of this from today, and I'm like, yay, whenever we see them, but they are now dead. Freddy's just boring. This is going to be boring. Decrease the hindered penalty when scanned while having a claw trap to 5. I think that alone would have been a really good change. Her hindrance was too much. This reduces that, which is nice. Drones are always in an active state. I like that. It was really annoying, the invisible thing. This is the thing. They were really fucking annoying before. Now they're less annoying. Drone scan lines are only visible within 16 meters. I think that's cool. I think that's fine. That technically is a buff, because it means that you don't know if you're running towards one. I think that's cool. I think that'd be fine. They're reducing some of the bits, and then you're running somewhere, and you go, "Oh shit, there's a thing here." Adds a sense of like unknown. You're sort of just like, you turn a corner, you didn't notice it because you couldn't see it from over 16 meters. You turn a corner, shit, the way I'm going is blocked. Ah, fuck. But the scan lines are reduced to 1. Now, I don't mind this for going against them. I like this for going against them. But for playing them, a singular scan line is so shit. That is so bad. Can you still stop? Can you stop the rotations? If you could stop the rotations, then this could be still fine. You can change the rotation, but you can't stop them. Okay. I think if they made it so they could stop them, so that if it, like, single line, but you could... Oh, you have to have an add-on. Okay, because that could be cool, base kit. So it's turning and you go, cool. Stop it in, like, a window, so you know you can, like... If someone jumps it, they have to risk that thing. I think that would have been more interesting. But they can't rotate. Same how... Oh, okay. That'd be cool, though. I think that would be fine if they added that base kit. But yeah, it is what it is. Skull Merchant no longer gets haste from being scanned. Great. Fucking hate that haste. I think this is so shit for Skull Merchant. I feel bad for anyone that likes playing Skull Merchant. I feel happy for the survivors that hate going against them. But people that are saying, good, that's where they belong. Oh, good, they deserve that because they played Skull Merchant. It's like, shut up, people like playing Skull Merchant. I think Skull Merchant's got a really fun aesthetic. I like her design. I like the idea of her power. I just think it's been implemented awfully. And I do feel bad for people that really like playing her. Like, just because survivors couldn't be bothered to learn to play against them, I hate that they have to suffer so much for it. But apparently this is a stepping stone to the rework. Apparently there will be a rework. So at least this makes people happier with it. But rip to anyone that P100 is Skull Merchant and plays them regularly. This is going to be interesting to learn to play well as. I don't think they'll want to play them. Skull Merchant add-ons. All survivors start the trial with a Claw Trap, with just 50% normal battery life. Claw Trap battery life increased by 10% for each Claw Trap received, up to 150% after the initial Claw Trap of 50. The next Claw Trap starts at 100% battery life. Okay, so they all start with one with 50. When they get the next one, it gives you 100. And then after that, you can get up to a 50%, 150% duration. So increases the traps there. Honestly, I still play her. I like her. I'm too dense to care what other people think. Well, to be fair, Moon, you'll probably have harder games, certainly, but you'll definitely have more games with people not DCing. I think that's the only positive I can see for Skull Merchant mains or people that like playing them, is that you're not going to have people DC as much, and you can now fully learn to appreciate and play this character, but wait for the rework as well. Like, well, don't wait, but like, look out for the rework. Rip the 2 P100 Skull Merchants, true. The twins, base kit. Increase the cooldown when Victor is crushed to 20 seconds. Good, I like that. Increase the cooldown when Victor downs a survivor to 3.2 seconds. Good, I like that. That's cool. That's nice. Still not perfect. I'm hoping there will be an actual twins rework. I hate twins. They're one of my least favorite to go against. I think that their chase mechanic is just very boring. They're not overall super strong. I just find Victor to be nauseating to go against, because anyone that is even remotely competent with Victor will not miss a Victor hit. And he just moves so fucking quick. I don't know, maybe if they reduce the speed that Victor goes, that could change things up a bit. But then I think that's just doing the whole same thing with Merchant. You slow down Victor too much, the biggest weapon goes, and then no one wants to use Victor, and then Victor sucks. Ben hates small people. I do not hate small people. The Unknown. Right, I don't remember these. I don't know if I've seen these. This is base kit. Decrease to teleport movement speed recovery to 1.4 seconds was 1.7. That's a buff. So you now recover faster after you teleport, which is good as base kit. Decrease to delay between charging UVX and movement speed penalty to 0.07 seconds. Triggering movement speed penalty while charging UVX now happens faster upon pressing input was 0.2 seconds. So I think what that means is when you trigger UVX, you don't immediately slow down. It waits a moment, then slows you down. Now, as soon as you trigger it, well, not as soon, but now, when you trigger your power, you will slow down faster, basically. I think it's to potentially prevent tapping. I don't know, but we'll see. Interesting change. Move survivor body texture effect from UVX airborne hits to successful UVX weakened hits. Weakened survivors should now have more visual information to track if they have become or are still affected by weakened. Oh, okay. Okay, interesting. Just makes it easier. Updated sound effect for UVX airborne hit to sound more neutral overall. Fair enough. Okay, I mean, little changes, whatever. Add-ons. After teleporting, regain full movement speed 15% faster. Was 50% faster. That's a big change. That's a big change. So blurry photo was used quite a lot. But yeah. Sorry. I guess it's trying to focus more on the ranged power than the teleport. Vanishing box. Survivors who complete generators become weakened against UVX. Increase hallucination spawn time by 80%. Wait. Increase the spawn time by 80%. As in... that means you'll run through your TPs faster. How do you mean? Increase hallucination spawn to... no, but it's increasing the spawn time. It's the other way. It's the other way. Slower teleports. Or not necessarily slower teleports, but like... slower spawn time? So it takes almost twice as long to spawn a new hallucination, but I assume the TP can still be used as frequently? I don't know what the current hallucination spawn time is. I'm back with cookies. Let's go. Interesting. I'll be curious to see it. I hope it's not too much of a change that I struggle with them again, because I've only recently started enjoying them a lot. Thank you. Sorry for the flashbang. That was the end of my presentation, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. You don't like that? What, my thank you? Or what kind of cookies indeed? Vanishing Box is one of my favorite add-ons. I agree. I liked it. But I think those two add-ons are the two add-ons I use the most and probably what a lot of people do use. So, cool. And there you have it, everybody. Is everybody ready for some Dixper games? Here we go. I feel kind of bad though, because we're already an hour and 15 minutes in. So I don't know if people would want me to move Dixper Day to Friday instead, but... you're tired. I'm sorry. Very tired. It's been a fun hour and 17 minutes. It has been a fun hour and 17 minutes. And I'm looking forward to all these changes. I think they're going to be really cool. I think I like it when they have a lot of perk changes. I think they're drastic changes on some of these perks as well. Some of these perks are getting big reworks. Big reworks. A lot of love that they need. So I'm really excited for that. I think it's going to be great. People that are complaining, I find, are mostly nitpicking. Not saying everybody complaining is nitpicking, but a lot of people nitpick like individual little bits. They'll go, oh, this one killer's got a slight buff. Wow, it's killer-sided. Oh, survivors can now do this. Oh, it's survivor-sided. Guys, I'm going to tell you now, it's neither-sided. It is situationally sided. Some games will be survivor-sided. Some games will be killer-sided. It depends on who you're playing against, what they're using, what you're using. It depends on the map. Like, there's too many things to determine whether or not something is one or the other sided. And I think more people should adopt this mindset, because then you won't hate the game as much. Maybe you will still hate the game as much, but it's just my opinion. It is what it is. Try to have a more neutral mindset with the game. Anyway, that's all the updates for now, and I hope you guys enjoy them when they come out. Shall I say goodbye for the end of the YouTube video and pretend? Bye, guys.